How should the public sector respond to the challenge of maintaining frontline service with diminishing budgets?
I think maintaining frontline service in the public sector with a diminishing budget is a real challenge for everyone who works in the public sector. Having recently done some work there, I think it's actually a fundamental mindset shift for them. They need to understand that many of their ways of working, their current practices, their habits and their rituals, which have been embedded for years, are capable of being changed. What's interesting is it causes frustration in the organisation. When I've talked to people about what they could do differently, they're full of ideas, but they don't have the confidence or belief they can change things. And I think that, for me, is what they need to change the most.
Building on what Malcolm said, the biggest single challenge is culture change for these organisations. And if we can actually help them at Sensei think about the world in a different way, they then begin to adapt their behaviours and become more responsive and indeed, in our experience, enthusiastic about the challenge of change in local authorities.
And I think ultimately, Tim, if they are going to respond, it is about tapping into the discretionary effort. So yes, they can have a change the mindset, change the culture, but that's going to need to release a degree of passion and enthusiasm in people. People come to work to do a great job. How do we just eke out that kind of last 5–10% of passion and enthusiasm that then gets beyond, well, I could do it better if I was asked, but I'm not, to actually, I'm going to put my ideas forward, I'm going to find a way of making a difference. And that's, they're going to have to do that if they're going to be able to do more with less.
And I think the thing they've got going for them is everyone I've spoken to in the public sector actually has a passion for the work they do. They are doing really meaningful work that adds value to society. They're not making toilet cleaner. They're actually doing something that people get benefit from. And if you strip away the inefficiencies and the habits that get in the way, you've got a cadre of people who really want to do well. It's tapping into that well source of energy that I think the public sector has to face.